Hi, Timothy Unkert here. In this video, we're going to install Python version 3.13, and we're also going to install IPython. Then I'll look at a couple options that you can use for Python development, including VS Code and PyCharm Community. Okay, let's get started. First thing we want to do is we want to open up a browser here, and we want to go to python.org. Or you can search for Python and python.org will come up. If you hover over downloads, you'll see there is a download here for Python. I'm going to click on that. Once that downloads, you can go to the downloads folder, or if you're using Edge like I am, you can just click here to open file. And what I want to do here before I click on install now is I want to add python.exe to path, so I'm going to check that. Then I'm going to click install now. And I also want to check this disable path length limit, which will make it easier for me to install stuff like IPython. So I'm going to check that. It'll ask me to make changes in my device. I'm going to say yes, and now I'm going to close. Okay, so what I can search for now in the search bar is I can type in CMD, and that's going to bring up the command prompt. And if I type Python, we can start doing stuff like adding 2 plus 3 plus 4. That'll give me 9. Or I could print hello world. And there we go. If I want to get out of this, I can just type exit with 2 parentheses, and it'll exit out of that. To install IPython, I'm going to type pip install IPython and hit enter. And that'll run on through and install. Okay, I notice it's giving me a message that I can update pip from 24.3.1 to 25.0. To do that, I'm going to type in python.exe. You may or may not get this message at the time, but you go ahead and install. So if you don't get it, don't worry about it. Pip install -- upgrade pip. I'll hit enter and let that run on through. And I've successfully updated pip to version 25.0. To get out of the command prompt, I'll type exit. So I know I have Python installed. I can get rid of the installer here. And let's go open up another tab and search for VS Code. In Google here, I can go right to the download page if I want. Go to Windows. I'm going to use the user installer. I have an Intel-based computer, so I'm going to use the x64 for 64-bit. If you have an ARM-based, it has that version there. You can look into that if you want. I'm going to click on the x64 to download that, and that's going to go ahead and download. My virus scanner is going to scan it, but I'm going to click to open that file. I'll accept the user agreement. You can read through that if you want. I'll click next here. Next, and I'm going to check these, add open with code, and create a desktop icon, and click next and install. Okay, that's going to take a moment. Go ahead and install. Okay, I'm going to leave Launch Visual Studio Code checked and click Finish, and that's going to pop it open in VS Code. I'll pin it to the taskbar because I'll probably be using it. I'm going to go through this and just mark done. You can look through that stuff if you want. I'm going to check here to open a folder, okay, and I'll just create a folder on my desktop. Create a new folder. Let's call it Python_programs. You can call it whatever you want. I'll select that folder. I'm going to say yes, I trust the authors. Okay, and then I'm going to go up here and I'm going to create a file. Let's call it hello world.py. Okay, once I do that, VS Code is going to prompt me to install the recommended Python extension from Microsoft for the Python language. I'm going to click install, and that's going to go ahead and install. Okay, so let's see here. It looks like it's installed. I'm going to close out the welcome thing here. Just go back to my Explorer view, and let me actually close out the sidebar and get this a little bit larger. And we're going to print something like hello world. Click Control S to save, or another thing you can do, let me just get this a little smaller, go to here to File, you can go down and autosave it. And the JetBrains stuff like PyCharm, they autosave it as well. If I were going to, let's say I took out a quote here, you see that VS Code is noticing that I started the quote to start the string but didn't finish the quote. And it's giving me those red squiggly lines. So let me do that again. Get regular squiggly lines, you get an error up here, you get a little error on the minimap. Okay, let's put that back, and you can click this play button to run the Python file. And that's going to go ahead and run. Okay. Another thing you can do if you just want to run it yourself, if you do Control and the tilde here, that's going to open up a terminal. And you want to be in the folder. You can type Python and then the name of the file. Start to type it, hit tab, that'll auto-complete it. And if you do that, well, it's saying here Python was not found, so maybe it's not recognizing it. So one thing, that's one thing I forgot here. If I go Control-Shift-P here, and I type in Python, and I have this option down here to create an environment. So then you can select a virtual environment. Let's create that and pick the Python interpreter. Okay, so that's going to get me hopefully going where I can do that. Let's look at the sidebar here. See, we've got this virtual environment now created. Okay, so now well, we ran it. It already ran. Let's open the terminal back up here. Let's try, no, let me get rid of that actually. Get rid of this, do the terminal. Okay, I want to type Python and then the name of the file. And there we go. Now it runs. So you have to let VS Code know that you have a Python installed, and you want to create a virtual environment in the folder you're working in anyways. Okay, so that's VS Code. You can begin to code in that and either click the play button or or just run it from the command line. If you want to start practicing with Python there, let's close that out. Okay, let's get rid of the VS Code installer and open up another tab here. We'll search for PyCharm and go to the first link that comes up. Set the cookies here. Of course, you don't have to accept them. Let's click on download, and it's going to give me the option of PyCharm Professional. That's the paid one. Or we can go down and download PyCharm Community. So, and if you want to read this here, we say we value the vibrant Python community, and that's why we proudly offer the PyCharm Community Edition for free as our open source contribution to support the Python ecosystem. And you can compare the PyCharm Professional and PyCharm Community to choose an edition that's right for you. I'm going to click download. All right, and once that downloads, my virus scanner is going to scan it. Let's go and click and open a file here. After it asks to make changes to the device, we'll say yes, and we'll work through the wizard here. So I'm going to say next. I'm going to keep this the same. It's going to take 2 GB of space. Click next. I'm going to create an association with .py files. Add open folders project. That way we can click on a folder and open it in PyCharm. Add bin folder to the path. You need to restart it to do this, and then I'll create a desktop shortcut. We'll do all those. So click next. Keep this the same, and let that go ahead and install. Okay, I'm going to manually reboot later. It's again for the path. Click finish. Okay, now we can close out this browser here. Let's click on PyCharm here. You're going to look through the terms and check that you confirm if you want to keep going. I'll click continue. I don't want to send data right now. You could choose to send that if you want. I'm going to click don't send. You can import your settings from VS Code. I'm just going to skip that. And I'm going to actually pin this to the taskbar here. And let's create a new project. So let's go new project. Pure Python, so we don't have a ton of options. Like, I don't know if you've seen I guess we have a JavaScript project we could start, and Django. But for the most part, we have a lot less than the professional version here, which is fine though for just starting out with Python. It's found your Python version here. It's going to create a project virtual environment. You could change it to base, conda, or custom environment. And you could create a Git repository, create a welcome script if you want. And so it's going to put this base, it's just going to say Python project here. You can though click on this and find the folders that you want. If I want to go to the desktop, here you see I have Python programs. I can go here and create a new folder here, and let's call the folder Python programs 2. Right? You notice I said if I just put Python programs, it says, hey, we already have a folder like that. I'm going to click OK and OK, and now let's create a project. Okay, so it's going to go ahead and create a project. You could enable this AI assistance here, or you could just close it out. If you're just learning Python, you probably don't want to be using AI all the time because that's going to just be, you want to learn to type the code yourself. So you see it created the virtual environment here. It's going to update the skeletons. You want to let this run through. This is a full-blown IDE versus VS Code, which can be built into an IDE with plugins, but it's an advanced code editor, I would say. You can get into an argument about that if you want, but this will give you a few more options, but it's specific to Python, whereas VS Code is more well-rounded, I guess, with different languages. Anyways, so I'm going to click here, right-click, new Python file here. We'll just keep it as a Python file, not a unit test, or this other one here. And let's call it Hello World. You don't have to add the .py extension because PyCharm just does that for you. But again, with VS Code, you had to do the .py extension. If I want to change some of the settings, some of the visual stuff here, I can go to Settings. I can go, let's say if I want to go to Editor, change the font. Let's say I want to make it bigger for you. Let's make it 20. You can also change the type of font. Default is JetBrains Mono, but I could do like Code or any one of these other ones, or fonts that you installed. It should recognize those. Anyhow, I'm going to click Apply just to, it's going to ask me to back up my settings. I'm going to skip that for right now. Okay. So, all right, let's print, and we'll do Hello World. Boom. And run. Okay, and there we go. Here's the output. Hello World. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you did, if this video was helpful to you, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. That's pretty much it. You got Python installed, you got VS Code, you got PyCharm Community, so you're ready to go working with some Python on your Windows PC. See you in the next one.